Hi, here's a quick video talking through the Airfix Battles game. This is the production sample we've just received, so I thought I'd give you a quick look through. A solid box. I'm going to show you the cards in a second, but you get 10 dice, 5 for the Germans, 5 for the Americans. There is the scenario booklet, which takes you through a series of scenarios, gradually teaching you the rules, and the rules are actually laid out in a format that says, okay, now you're ready for mission 5 or more. And it's also got a reference sheet on the back. Here's the rule book, and here's a quick flick through. Very simple introduction to the rules. As you can see, this is the sort of first stages, and you will get to the point where it says you are now ready to play scenario 1, and of course the rules will continue, and teaching you more and more through the book. And we've even got the solo play section here, and more stuff that's coming up, and of course a reference sheet on the back of the book, so you've got 2 reference sheets. The maps are very simple. They are poster maps, and they include lots of great decor. And what we don't do is say this is impassable or this is cover. Each scenario will tell you what is terrain and what isn't terrain, so you get great looking maps to battle across. The one difference is the road always does count as road. You've got a crossway roads. You've got just a long road across the map, which has got this classic Airfix checkpoint on it, which looks really good. Here's the next map. Now this is the just sort of kind of forested map. It's a blank one, and then we've got another road map with a kind of T-junction. So you've got quite a variety to battle across. It's quite amazing to see all this come through after all the work that's gone into it. So you've got a series of counter sheets. You've got unit tokens, so you put a 10 next to the unit, your figures, and a 10 on the unit card. Victory point markers, explosion markers for hits if you're using your for infantry, etc. You've got markers for something that might be rough terrain. You've got individually sort of cover, edge cover or edge terrain. So you have a number of these to put down on the squares. Let's actually show you how this works. To mark the fact that if your unit is here, you've got cover from fire coming from this direction. And so you've got the opportunity to customize the terrain in the game. So let's just look through. Here you go, you've got some secret plans there. There's several sheets, and lots of the counters have fallen out. So we've got some great looking Panzer IVs, SDKF7 half tracks, Sherman tanks. Of course, the idea is you do replace these with your awesome model kits. This is actually based on the resin farmhouse by Airfix, and you might, if you're a big Airfix fan, you might recognise the old forward command post, which is a real classic. And here's another set of terrain. Actually, I said look at the other side. We didn't show you that. The other side is the actual forces. So the figures. So you've got like Germans here. They've got hit marks on the back. So if you're playing a war game later on, you better use these as the hits to mark on your infantry. Say if you've got infantry plastic Airfix or other miniature ranges based up, say 4 or 5 to a base, you'll better use these to mark casualties. So we're thinking ahead. Here's some more. You've got like smoke markers, objective markers. There's a valor counter which goes backwards and forwards between players. Won't talk too much about it now, but it gives you the ability to re-roll some dice or get initiative when you need it. So you can see there's a whole bunch of tanks. Usually the camouflage tanks are normally for commander vehicles. And let's see what else we've got here. This is the last kind of sheet. So you've also got some artillery, Pack 40, and an American gun, and then also infantry, and you've got plenty of infantry, machine gunners and crew, etc. So let's look at these die. The cards. Airfix Battles is played with 2 sets of cards, and hopefully one-handed. I can show you what they're like, and this is one of the things I've been really aiming for in a wargame for a long time, and the design team have done a really fantastic job. So I want you to look at, you've got different commanders here: Major, Lieutenant, Captain, Sherman Lieutenant, and you see these stars. These are both the points value for your army, but it's also the victory points for destroying that unit. The game is based around a simple war dice number, this one number that is used for everything. So you roll that number to hit. And for morale, and you've got your simple icons for movement, and commanders give you a hand size and a draw size. So by adding up the different commanders you've got, you can see the number of cards that you can draw and the number of cards that you can have in your hand. And these simple symbols tell you what forces that commander can have in his army. It's really, really simple. So let's look at some of the actual units. This is actually another commander. See, all the commanders are orange for the Americans, and also the same thing for the Germans. Here we go, we've got that Sherman M4A2. There we go, see that? You've got M3 half track, M3 half track. We're using original Airfix art in all cases, and as a result we're using kind of generic art for the vehicles because they don't have artwork for everything. So we wanted to kind of stick to a pattern. You've got special characters that you can add to your commander's units, like forward observer, a sergeant. You've got veterans that can be assigned to your commanders. There you go, you've got the 57mm AT gun. Another one. Paratroopers. And you see here it says 10 men, that's 10 figures or 10 counters. Rangers. So you can see I could go, well actually, if I had 10 points to spend, I could go, well, I'm obviously going to need a commander, but I can pick 10 points of units. It's very easy to build your force. I've got mortar teams, MG sections, snipers, infantry squads, and then the Germans, half tracks, Panzer IVs, Captain, Panzer IV Sergeant, Panzer IV Lieutenant, Veered Tiger Tank, and we'll talk through all the details in another video. They're specialists, Panzer Shrek team, veterans, intelligence officer. I don't know if you remember, this is a classic artwork from the figure boxes. Got grenadiers, pioneers, MG section, Panzer Grenadier, mortar team, pack 40. So this is your force deck, and those of you who are pre-ordering from the Modiphius site before the first week of May get this bonus deck. I think it's 24 cards, might be 28, that gets you a load of British forces as well, and it also gets you a load of extra tanks like the King Tiger, Sherman Firefly, and some other really unusual stuff. A lot of the British tanks as well, like the Cromwell, the flamethrower as well. So the game is played with command cards, and this is an example command card. So you can either choose an infantry unit or artillery unit in the open and place dig in under its unit card. The unit gains a save for each hit, or choose an infantry unit in a square cover and place dig in under its unit card. It gains +1 for each roll when rolling saves. So you've got a couple of choices, or your basic order is move, fire, or reinforce. So each card has a basic, you can move, fire, reinforce on the back, or you pick one of the order cards. As you can see, these are like different, some of them are red, interrupts. So someone's shooting at you, you can hit the deck, get some cover. Someone's shooting you, you go, stop, my fire during an enemy move. So the enemy is moving, you think he's going to get a shot on you, so you can just take a shot back at him before he gets to do something. Here's hold the line. One infantry unit that is dug in or in cover may fire with 1 extra dice, or one gun may fire with 1 extra anti-tank dice. So counterintelligence, that you cancel one of these interrupt cards. Lightning strike, 1 unit may move with +2 movement and fire once. Either fire with 1 infantry unit, then 1 different infantry unit may fire, then move, or an infantry unit may move with +1 movement, ending in an assault with 1 extra war dice added to their assault rolls. And it goes on. There's lots of cards here that mean you never really know where the enemy is. You never know what they can really do. You will have a number of cards in your hand depending on your commanders. Remember the hand side and draw size. And you will be able to keep playing cards up to your play value, and move a greater number of units. And as you lose commanders, you'll lose the ability to draw cards and play cards. So you've got quite a substantial deck here with loads and loads and loads of possible orders in. It's going to give you lots of different strategies. You can always use one of these to move and fire. But all these cards will give you lots of exciting choices to affect your strategy. And there's always 2 choices on the main side. So the game is going to be quick. We've taught people how to play in 30 minutes. It can be a long game, depends how many forces you use, of course, but you can just get in a really quick war game in 30 minutes, and we've taught people how to play in 30 minutes, explaining the rules. So you should be able to play 2 or 3 of these games backwards and forwards through the night, or you can play a really, really big battle if you want to put in all your forces. And of course, you've got everything you need in this box to play straight away. You've got solo rules to play on your own. I used to play war games on my own all the time, so I think it's really important that we had some really fun, really cool solo rules to be able to just get playing the game, learn it through before you play with your friends, or maybe you don't have a chance. So we'll do some more videos talking about the actual rules, but hopefully that gives you a bit of insight into what's coming in the game. It's a really fantastic set, and it's the first of a lot. We've got an air pack coming that's going to introduce planes. At the moment you can get air assaults and artillery strikes and things, but the air pack will introduce actual planes flying across the map, and more maps and cards, and there's more expansions coming that expand all the forces. So it's going to be a really fun thing. I hope you're going to dig out your Airfix figures from the attic, or go and grab some sets from the toy shop, because they're only like £6, so you can't complain and get 48 figures typically for that, so more than enough. If you think about what to get for the box, there are basically Sherman tanks and Panzer IVs, so Airfix do both of those in quantities. You've got your typical German infantry. For Americans, we've used American paratroops. There's the US Marines that are also great. So you've got a lot of variety, and you can use any figures you like, because it's you have the reference tokens, remember, that sit with the unit. So if you've got a Pack 40 attack gun, you'll put the 6 with this and the 6 with the gun on the table. So yeah, obviously it's nice to have an actual gun, but if you don't have a gun, just put some infantry down, and that's what they have. So it's really easy to play. I hope you enjoyed that, and we'll show you more soon.